hold up. Whoa, wait. Hello. Oh, hello. Okay. If you read this correctly, yes, there is Slasher a second season called Guilty Party. I watched it, guys, last night. The whole 8 episodes. Sadly, there is 8 as the same thing, I think, as the first season. But I like this second season a lot because it's very different. It's very something different what we didn't really see coming for a second season. And what's funny was someone did ask me a while back, was there going to be a second season confirmed? We didn't really know until, they dropped it on Netflix. So let's begin this. And what's up, guys? My name is Bertrand, and today we're going to do Slasher Guilty Party Review TV show. So I needed you to do this in 15 minutes or else it will not go up, and that's why it didn't go up last night, so I need to do it again. So let's go! First episode is called 6 Feet Under, and 5 years ago, the 6 camp counselors bring a girl who is the 6th person to a fun night in the woods, but sadly, they are actually going to punish this girl, but sadly, it goes terribly wrong. She is gonna be left out to in the woods to be punished. She falls down a hill, hits her head, and hits her side of her ribs. And what they do now is they thought, let's not call the cops and just murder her. So that's what they do. Andy is actually Andy is the person who got a rock and smashed her head in, and then other people were taking turns. That was terrible. But there's a brand new cast. The killer, actually, it looks very, very good. The first kill we saw with the killer was with a chainsaw. That was amazing. There was other people. I'm not going to say them all. But in the first episode, there was 2 kills. We met a lot of people who was at the camp, or at the cabin. So after now 5 years when this all happened with the murder by accident, what never really meant to be, they thought, hey, let's come back together and go somewhere for like a trip. They do that, and they go to a cabin in the woods, but it's mostly like a resort kind of, a little bit, with these people renting out rooms for them. But sadly, what they truly do not know is they are going to be the next victim of this killer, what we sadly know. So it was very, very similar to I Know What You Did last summer. So because this killer brings back the body of the girl, and she or he wants to remind them, hey, guess what? You did this shit, girl. What's up? I'm just going to go really fast, guys, because this is going to really be long. But yeah, it was very similar to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And there's a person who they frame to go to jail for them, and the guy was named Owen. The second episode had 1 kill, and it was called Between Good and Evil. A lot of them died, actually. A lot of the main cast died. Jane was the first kill. Andy was the second kill. But in this one, it was 1 kill, and that was someone who I cannot remember the name. But, yeah, the second episode was really, really good, too. Third episode was good. It had 1 kill, and it goes back to present day to past, because that's, what they did for everybody, for, just why they, went here. So that was, a cool thing how they did it. So I had some questions, but I'm not gonna, going to say them, because it's going to be, a really, really long video. But I just loved this season so much. It was a second season, and I liked it a lot. So, 4th season, there was only 1 kill. But at the 4th episode, they tried to make it seem like we knew the killer already. And there's a character named Glenn. Sadly, we do know he did die, but by one of the people who were there, because someone thought Glenn killed their husband, so she killed Glenn. So, yeah. So Glenn wasn't really never the killer, but they made it look like he was killer. And Glenn was not a really good person. Glenn is not his real name. Glenn is the guy who he met in prison, and when they were going it on the road, Glenn was gonna not leave. Well, Glenn was gonna leave Benny. That is his real name behind, but Benny got really angry and smashed Glenn's head in, and just left to the resort where Glenn was going to go in, and Benny was just going to go somewhere else, but he needed to now cover, so that's why he went to the resort. So Glenn does die. A lot of the people do die, and we are now on the 5th episode, and the 5th episode actually had 3 people dead. Noah does die. Noah is one of the campers who did do that. And Glenn and Noah had a thing. Well, Glenn had a thing for Noah, but if you guys know what prison is, so let's just say Glenn does something to Noah. 6th episode, I truly do not believe there was no kills, and the killer is so unknown. And we met a lot of people. Like, we met like Mark, a lot of people. What I can't ever remember. One girl I do need to remember the name. Mark does die. He was a person who did die too by the killer. Well, actually, yeah. And then the 7th episode, I didn't really rate anything because at the time I was really sick, so I was just watching a video. So yeah, and the 8th, I didn't really rate anything. So let's just talk about really fast, or I have like a good amount of time. So let me just talk about a little more with like what really happened. So how the editing was great, the following up like to going back and forth like towards the past to the present, I liked that a lot because it actually showed us why people went there and why these 5 friends went there too. Only one person of the 5 teens did die. There was Noah, Dawn, Peter, Sue, I think that was her name, Sue, and Andy. So 5 people, and Dawn was the only one who survived. And there was a lot of kills too, and I actually thought the kills were really kind of good, actually. Like the first kill we just saw in the first episode was Gene dying by a chainsaw. So, and I just get liked it a lot. But let's go back to the 5 years when this all happened. The reason why this girl had to die is because, well, they didn't want to bring her back to town, and if they brought her back to town, she will go to the cops while she's bleeding and has a dent in her head, and go to the cops and get them all arrested for attempted murder, assault, rape, because Noah tries to rape her. And wow, just be warned with this second season. There is nudity, there is a lot of blood, and there's a rape scene in the later of the episodes. And what did I just say, like Glenn and Noah? Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but yeah. So that's why they didn't want to bring her back. So that's when they thought, hey, let's just kill her. So if I can remember who was the last one who hit her with the rock, I think it was Noah. Noah was the one who truly didn't really want to bring her back. So that's when he jumps off the truck, and she says to Noah, "Oh, you have no balls and stuff." And that's when he tries to rape her in front of his friends. So, yeah, good job, Noah. And Noah does die. Peter does die. Sue does die. Andy does die. And to me, I thought Andy was the main character, but there's no main characters. There's only 5 of the people, and one of them does not die because of the injuries. So going back to the thing why they framed this guy named Owen. So Owen to them was just a creeper and was not like the type of guy who no one really liked. He was a outcast. He was never really was a popular person, and they all blinded on Owen, and they truly actually have this scene towards the end of the season where Owen, we see everything happening. So we see Owen gets arrested, and we do see someone is connected with Owen. So what I mean by is Owen has a mother in this show, and he writes letters to her and telling these guys, these 5 people, put this crime on him. So he writes this thing to his mother, and I'm gonna tell who is the mother because we do see her in the show. Let's just say that, and she is reading it always, and it's kind of funny because we did meet this character named Frankie or something. I thought this was a real character. I truly don't know if his name is Frankie or something, but it was kind of weird because they go back and forth with like who is really who, because like Glenn was not the person who he was. His name is Benny. So this is the thing. What happens? Owen knows he's not gonna get out of prison, and he just kills himself. He hangs himself in his room, and it took the gods to find him for 5 minutes. Sadly, we do know a lot of the people in the show do die, as like what I said. Now, Judith was a character what I truly did like, and I must say, it actually tricked me up. Judith was actually the killer. Now, what I said about Owen, he was writing letters to his mother. We find out Judith was his mother. And what actually was happening, we were seeing, so it had a montage of Judith talking to someone, and when they like show it towards the end, she was never really talking to anybody. Like there is like a clip or a scene when she's talking to someone right behind her, but when we see a POV of someone looking at her, she has no one to talk to. No one's right behind her. And we figure out it's Owen who's talking to her. So that's truly, I liked a lot. We have PTSD involved. And I actually, guys, wrote this on my paper. I'm going to truly try to, like, show it to you. Because, to me, I just thought, like, PTSD could be actually a reason why this person's killing. Right there. So, I'm not lying. I did write it because I thought, like, someone had to be so crazy to do this. So, it was actually Owen taking control of his mother to take revenge. Because when these 5 students or these 5 campers did go to this cabin, it was a chance for Owen and his mother, Judith, to take revenge. And she tortured a lot of them, actually. She killed one of them by tying them up, and this was Andy in the first episode, and stabbing her side to side of the neck. So there was a lot of good kills actually too, but I love the ending was Peter is still alive and he now has another person who he cares about and loves, and we met this girl who was a nurse. Can't remember the name, and you can blame me for not knowing a lot of names, but we learn he wants to take over, and now this is Judith with the gun pointing at Peter, and she says, one survives, you or her or she survives and you die. He takes the fall and he hangs himself. And what she wanted is to see Peter die the same way as her son died, and waited for the gods 5 minutes to find him. So guys, that's all I have. I need to finish this right now or else it not go up. So guys, hoping you guys enjoy. Hit the like button if you did actually enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and do you know what? I did it! It's all done! Because if it's 15 minutes, it won't go up. I don't know why. It's so stupid. But guys, hope you guys enjoy, and always, Have a nice day. Bye.